I got the call at 3:17 a.m. Ben, my cousin Eli said, voice ragged. You need to come. It's back. His ranch sat near the edge of the Navajo Nation, where red sand stretched for miles and the wind carried things best left unsaid. Eli wasn't the kind to panic. He didn't believe in much, except what he'd seen with his own eyes. I was on the road within the hour. The sun had just crested the mesa when I pulled into the dusty clearing. His trailer looked smaller, somehow, shriveled under the weight of something unseen. The wind chimes hanging from the porch clattered gently, bones tapping bones. Eli came out barefoot, shotgun in hand, bloodshot eyes scanning the horizon. I told you we shouldn't have touched it, he said. Touched what? He pointed toward the flat rise behind the barn. The ground's angry. A week earlier Eli had been digging to fix a fence post when the earth crumbled beneath him. What he found wasn't sandstone or roots. Bones. Too many. Twisted wrong. Some were human. Some weren't. I covered it back up, he told me. But it's like something got out before I did. The night after, the animals stopped eating. Then they disappeared. Coyotes circled the house without blinking. Something scratched at the windows, too high for a dog, too heavy for a bird. He laid traps. They were always triggered, always bloody, but empty. And in the mornings the sand bore strange marks, spirals, slashes, clawed eyes. It's not just watching, Eli said. It's warning me. We walked to the edge of his property. There, drawn deep into the earth, were symbols etched in patterns older than words. Not random. Not animal. It's claiming this land, I said. He nodded. Or preparing it. Eli told me about a story his grandmother once whispered to him when he was small. A being that could mimic the voices of loved ones. Wear skin. Move without being seen. A Ye-Nald Lushii, a skinwalker. Except this didn't feel like legend anymore. I heard it last night, he said, voice low. It was calling my name. Using my voice. But I was inside. It was outside. That night I stayed with him. Eli sat in a chair by the window, shotgun laid across his lap. He didn't blink much. Around midnight the silence deepened. No insects. No rustling wind. The trailer felt sealed in a vacuum. Then came the scratching. Not on the door. On the roof. Eli stiffened. I crept to the back window and peeled the curtain an inch. There, maybe 40 yards out, something stood hunched under the moonlight. Tall. Thin. Limbs bent wrong. Eyes red as embers. It didn't move. Just watched. I think it knows we're afraid, I whispered. Eli didn't look away. That's what it feeds on. Around 2 a.m. we heard it again. My name. But not from inside. Ben, help me. It was Eli's voice, but distorted, like it had been dragged through broken speakers. Wet, uneven. Too perfect and too wrong. The real Eli beside me shook his head. Don't answer. Don't move. The voice circled the trailer for hours, changing tones, pleading, sobbing, laughing. By dawn it vanished. But the door was smeared in blood. No tracks. No footprints. Just blood. We drove to see Red Moon the medicine man. Half blind, half mad, but never wrong. Before we spoke a word he said, you touched what wasn't yours. Now it's wearing you. Eli went pale. Red Moon agreed to a ritual of protection. But he warned us, it wouldn't destroy the creature. It's not a thing of this world. It was buried for a reason. You let it remember itself. He handed us corn pollen, black ash, and a pouch of carved stones. Go back to where it began. You must bind it before moonrise. Or it will choose. Choose what? I asked. Red Moon's cloudy eyes didn't blink. Which one of you it wants? We returned that evening just before sunset. The air was still. Too cold for spring. The desert had turned silent again. We stood at the mound, spread the ash in a circle, and chanted the old words. Nothing happened. Then wind stopped. And something growled beneath our feet. The ground cracked. Sand poured inward. It rose. A shape, tall, wrong, shifting. No true face. Bits of human skin stitched across bone and shadow. Limbs spidered out, twitching. Its fingers dragged the ground like knives through meat. It screeched and the sky seemed to vibrate. Eli threw the stones. The thing froze. Then it began to speak, not in words. In voices. My mother. His grandfather. A child crying. Screaming. Laughter. My own voice begging for help. It stepped forward. Eli turned to me. I'll distract it. You finish the circle. He lit the satchel of herbs, stepped into the center and shouted, You want fear? Take mine. The creature lunged. There was a flash of light, a burst of wind, and then, nothing. When I came to, the mesa was quiet. No symbols. No scent of rot. Eli was gone. Just a patch of scorched earth where he stood. I stayed a while after. Rebuilt the fence. Kept the boundaries clean. Burned cedar. Said prayers. And every night I left a line of ash at the door. Weeks passed. Then months. No sign of it. Until last night. I woke to tapping on the window. I looked out. And there was Eli. Smiling. But wrong. His eyes were too black. Too wide. He opened his mouth. And my voice came out. "Ben," it said. "Let me in."